You hear me? Can you see me? How you doing in the world? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see me? How you doing in the world? Hey, hooray, hooray! Jordan Sheridan, live with Status Coup. Hold on, please fill in description. Ty and I were having some troubleshooting problems going live because it's been so long since we've gone live, we forgot how to do it. But it's great to see you all. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. We are not going to dwell on the fact that we were not live for 90 days. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that at another time and place. But we're excited to be back live on YouTube. As you know, or if you don't know, we are Status Coup. We are the only independent, in the field, progressive news outlet currently in existence. And we have some wonderful things coming up for you on YouTube Live. We have some wonderful things coming up for you that we're excited about. And I want to thank our audience for sticking with us. We'll do it live. That's right, Dana Fairbanks. I want to thank our loyal audience who stuck with us for the last 90 days, 91 days actually, when we couldn't go live and we had to record all these streams like 2 hours early and we could never get it up on time at 5 o'clock. So we really appreciate your support. That is how we grow at Status Coup. And we are also trying to grow through membership. So a lot of great things going on that we'll talk about. And we just published a story a little earlier today. Oh, Joe Biden. Uncle Joe Biden. Middle class Joe. Union man Joe Biden. Yep, Joe Biden is fundraising, raising cash from some low places. He's raising high cash from some low places. So, before we go on, you know you have a job to do. You have a job to do. I want you to smash that like button into smithereens. Smash it like it's Joe Biden coming to your home to ask you to host a fundraiser for him. Smash it like it's Nancy Pelosi telling you to eat your broccoli. Smash it like it's Donald Trump talking about anybody's IQ. Smash it like it's John Bolton coming over to your Thanksgiving dinner and telling you he's a man of peace. The more people that press the like button on this live stream, the more people that will see this live stream. Very, very important. Very, very important. And Jen, if you're listening, also put the story link in the description. Sorry, we're doing this on the fly. So, smash the like button. We really hope if you are not a Status Coup member, you will consider becoming a Status Coup member. I'm going to read you the story that we just published. So if you want actual aggressive in-the-field journalism, we really hope you will sign up as a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. We are currently at 409 members. That's 409 Status Coup members. Our goal is to get to 450 by the end of this month, which I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll try. So that's statuscoup.com/join. You could do it for as low as $5 to $10 a month. We are sending out, let's just say we are going to have some surprises for you in the coming week, and they will involve Bernie Sanders. Thank you, Kelly Elaine, getting us started in the super chat. And this is a super chat, so if you're feeling as super as me, please let me know in that super chat. $2, $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you could do, we need it. We need you to help us. So we're going to have some surprises this week thank you, Colin Tooley. Jordan's back, $2. We're back, Status Coup. Colin's been a big part of helping us. So we will have some surprises for you later in the week as far as Bernie Sanders. Some of it will involve in the field coverage. So stick with us. And remember, becoming a member, you could do it for as low as $5 to $10 a month. We'll go over more of that later. And you could also follow us at Status Coup. We are also growing there. Follow us on the Twitter at Status Coup. I'm at Jordan Sheridan. Subscribe to our podcast. Jen will put the link in there in the super chat. And join our email list. That's statuscoup.com. You'll see our email list right there. So I did something kind of radical this morning. Because, you know, I always talk to Jen and some other people. And remember, if you have not pressed the like button, I don't know what you're doing, okay? I've been very restless for the last 90 days. I couldn't go live. I couldn't talk to you. I couldn't cry with you. I couldn't scream with you. Adi, I don't do money stuff on my phone. Got a snail mail address? Jen will give you the snail mail address for money. So I just Googled this morning, just because it's really remarkable what you could find when you actually look. I just Googled Joe Biden and donors. And just, you'd be amazed. You'd truly, truly be amazed what you could find if you simply look. You know, CNN with their army of producers. New York Times with its army of researchers. So I Google Joe Biden and fundraisers, and what comes up? Joe Biden eyes San Francisco fundraising tour, setting up Bay Area battleground for 2020 Democrats. So this is like one of the first things that comes up. So I did something radical, and I went through those who are raising money for him or organizing fundraisers for Joe Biden, who, according to everybody, I mean, Status Quo has reported on the fact that the polls are pretty misleading. Tommy Taifi Bayless at $1.99 in the super chat. We couldn't get $2 from Tommy. Had to give $1.99. Ty Bayless will be back on camera pretty soon. He's been working on the documentary Flushing Flint, which we're trying to submit to a film festival, Michael Moore's film festival at the end of this week, and then a bunch of other film festivals. So there's Ty. He's still with Status Quo and still kicking. So I found this fundraiser that he's going to be doing in San Francisco. He wants that Silicon Valley money. And that Silicon Valley money, all the tech people, all the coders, all the tech entrepreneurs, which many of them, you know, Silicon Valley is like the Mean Girls, if you watch that movie. It's like bloodthirsty competition there. So, and remember, press the like button and press share. So like it and share. So Biden's doing fundraisers with Silicon Valley, which I'll tell you about. But Biden also just did a fundraiser at a gentleman's house by the name of John Morgan. And John Morgan is a Florida, Orlando mega lawyer. He's a mega attorney that has raised gobbles and gobbles and gobbles of money for Hillary Clinton, President Obama, and other Democrats. So he had a fundraiser in John Morgan's home. And John Morgan, who is a big lawyer, a big fundraiser, apparently John Morgan thinks he had to leave the Democratic Party. So that's where we're going to start this story. So if you're not used to going to statuscoup.com, what are you doing? Here's the story, front page, statuscoup.com. You can read along with me. Jen will put the story in the super link. I'm going to read some of it, and then we'll take breaks for analysis here. So, at a recent fundraiser Joe Biden held in California, and by the way, I just did this. This isn't to toot my own horn, but I reported, so I researched, I reported, and I did this story. Probably took me 2.5, 3 hours. And that was just the effort to look and write it. The researching didn't take as long as the writing it. So imagine what corporate media can do. Imagine what Status Quo could do if you give us more resources. Yeah, that's right. If you give us more resources to hire more reporters, hire more researchers, hire more marketing people, imagine what we could do with the resources of these corporate criminals. David S., I never knew of the gobbles currency until I started watching Jordan. There's a lot of things you'd never know, and probably are better off not knowing, that I probably brought to you. So, let's read along, folks. At a recent fundraiser Joe Biden held in California with Hollywood and tech heavyweights like DreamWorks animation chief Jeffrey Katzenberg and former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, Joe Biden told the crowd, I don't want to hear anybody saying we're doing things in secret, okay? I'm proud to say publicly anything I have, and I'm proud to stand with you publicly. And he said that to a very small group of reporters that they're allowing in. A very small group of reporters that they're allowing into his fundraisers. Basically reporters that are stenographers and sycophants for the Biden campaign that won't challenge them. He said this about the donors that he is fundraising with. So he's allowing a few people, hello Portugal, he's allowing a few people, reporters, into his fundraisers. And he's saying, I am proud to stand with these fine men and women of Goldman Sachs, of Comcast, of pharmaceutical companies, and apparently the people that this story that Status Quo reported exclusively on. He's proud to stand with some pretty suspect people. And remember, folks, this is a super chat. Please, we're just back live today. Let us know if you're feeling super. So, if Biden is so proud to stand publicly with his donors that his recent big dollar financial support indicates the former vice president sees no issue with raising money from those who've defected from the Democratic Party because of the likes of that tyrannical Democratic socialist, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and give it heavily to the Florida Republican Party that's actively restricting former felons' recently restored voting rights. Then there's the former California state controller who supported a disgraced Silicon Valley executive guilty of domestic violence. Biden recently held a fundraiser at the home of Orlando mega attorney and a longtime political fundraiser, John Morgan. Morgan is not so far removed from defecting from the Democratic Party over what he perceived to be the terrible implications of the rise of Ocasio-Cortez. In March of this year, he tweeted, "Oh, the tyranny. I did not leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. A 29-year-old bartender did this. That 29-year-old bartender who just wants the tyranny. She wants health care for all. She wants a Green New Deal." Thank you, Mandy. $10 in the super chat. She wants workers' rights. How dare her? I can't believe the Democratic Party is losing me. Dare the Democratic Party. Victoria, $5. Thank you. So it's funny when rich people complain. I agree. This guy reminds me of that guy from MSNBC who went on MSNBC, Stephen Klubeck, who said, "I told Chuck and Nancy, knock it off. I don't want to hear a damn thing about the billionaires. One more comment about the billionaires, I'm cutting you off." So this guy, John Morgan, defected. Joe Biden is having caviar and champagne in his home. This guy defected from the Democratic Party, apparently because Ocasio-Cortez is, I don't know if it's the fact that she's a bartender or she's a woman of color or she sticks up to vile rich men like him, but that was one or two steps too far. So he said, "I'm leaving the Democratic Party." But it didn't stop there. I actually don't care if you left the Democratic Party. There's a lot of reasons to leave the Democratic Party these days. But that's not the most egregious part of this guy, John Morgan. And I reached out to Biden's campaign about this. They didn't get back to me. So, surprising. Morgan didn't stop at claiming the Democratic Party was lost because of the rise of an everyday woman of color championing Medicare for all, or a Green New Deal, and workers' rights. No. He just gave $75,000 to the Florida Republican Party. Do you know what the Florida Republican Party is doing right now? Let me ask the audience. $9.99, thank you, DID. Victoria, $5 in the super chat. Keep it coming if you can. If you live in Florida, do you know what your Republican Party is currently doing there? So there was a historic ballot measure that was going to restore the voting rights for 1.4 million former felons who did their time and now just wanted to vote like everybody else. And it passed during the midterm elections. But of course, as I always tell you, we live in the United Corporations of America, not the United States of America. So that ballot measure, which passed by you, the people, I don't know, what's that called? Jen, what is that called when there's ballot measures directly from the people and it passes? Is that called direct democracy? David Long, I got signatures for that bill. Well, David Long, Joe Biden is doing fundraisers at the home of a ex-Democrat who's now funding $75,000 to the very Florida Republican Party that you were fighting against, that is now just passed a law that is basically passed a law. Thank you, Gabrielle. Super Chat, welcome back. Passed a law to basically implement a poll tax on those very Florida former felons. A poll tax where they have to pay all of these fees to be able to vote again. I mean, not a lot has changed since the 19th century, 20th century. This was a way of stopping black men and women from voting. So, I don't know, this guy Joe Biden, do you detect a pattern here? Because they know who they're fundraising with. These are very, very smart campaigns. The campaign aides and Joe Biden, they know the people that they're going into their homes to fundraise with. They just don't care. So I see a pattern. And Ty, if you're in the super chat, let me know if you see a pattern. You got a guy that stood on the Senate floor saying, lock them up. Lock up these people. I don't want them near my mother. I don't want them near your mother. Referring to black men. He didn't have to say it. That's who he was talking about. He was the creator of the Joe Biden crime bill, that he is now living in an alternate reality. He's as bad as Trump denying reality. He's saying, oh, the crime bill did not usher in. The crime bill did not usher in mass incarceration. That's a myth. No. That didn't do anything. Most of the people in prison are on the state level, not the federal level. Yeah, the state prison population exploded because the crime bill on that federal level gave them incentives to put more men, black men, in prison for longer sentences. So that state level, we're trying to arrest and prosecute and charge more men that could not defend themselves. Cheryl Simpson, why is he even running? I don't get it. It's called United Corporations of America, and they will stop at anything. They will run Ronald McDonald if they have to stop Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard. So, Joe Biden, who is on the campaign trail defending the crime bill, it's not what you say. I'll defend it. I'm proud of it. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he likes to say, look, is it perfect? No. Yeah. Go tell that to the prisons that are packed in large part with, a lot of African-American men that are in prison for 3 strikes on for nonviolent offenses. So here's what I think, okay? Joe Biden and his campaign, who did not respond to Status Quo's requests for comment, not shocked. They need to explain how Joe Biden is the best Democratic candidate that's going to lift the lives of black voters. And I'm not saying this condescendingly as a white man. I really would like them to explain. When he is taking money and hobnobbing in mansions in Florida, thank you, Corte, for $1 in the super chat. When he's taking money from the very people that are funding state parties to stop black men from voting. Is there a contradiction there? Can somebody tell me, is there a contradiction? And by the way, I just saw a comment in the super chat. You could give it the super chat or our GoFundMe, because we are starting this Sunday to re-push our GoFundMe, which is now, we just got $100. Thank you, from Thomas Palman, $100 into GoFundMe. And we just got 77 from Corey, return donors. So we're now under $200 away from 54,000, and we need to get to that goal because we want to get out on the road. Yes, we did raise the goal, and you will see why we raised the goal this weekend. We have some surprises for you, and you will see why we raised that goal. So if everybody, whatever's easier for you. If you want to do super chat, that's fine. But GoFundMe is our super chat. YouTube takes a lot of money. So if you want to do GoFundMe, we appreciate that too. Anyway, so I'd like to know, how is Joe Biden, forget the crime bill for a second, today, does he not know that he's doing fundraisers with Republican donors who are giving $75,000 to the Florida Republican Party while they're trying to stop black men from voting? Black men who just served their time. They served their time. That's the American justice system. They all might not be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But they served their time, and they are entitled to vote based on the ballot measure by the people that Joe Biden claims he's the best candidate to represent. Well, you're not the best candidate to represent them if you're taking money from people who are funding the politicians trying to basically stomp on the civil rights of those black felons. But that's not all. That's not all, folks. And if you haven't read the story, you got to read along with us. Oh, is Jerry Ross back? My favorite troll is back for my first day back. Jerry, I'm sorry. It's going to be a shorter live stream today because I'm sorry I can't do a full hour. My brother invited me to the Yankee game, and I can't be late because he'll have me. My brother was nice enough to invite me to the game, so I got to go to the game with him. But I will be on way longer tomorrow night. We're going to be live Thursday. We're going to be live Friday, and we're going for a marathon on Sunday. So cancel your plans for Sunday. What is Sunday? The 2nd of June. I'm not going to the beach because I'm going to be here fundraising and reporting and broadcasting for you. So Sunday, Super Chat, GoFundMe, party. Now, if only the fundraisers that Joe Biden is doing was only with that deplorable guy, but it actually gets worse. So here we go. And by the way, I just want to make a point, and I made this in the story. So, Joe Biden thinking it's no problem to fundraise from Republicans. Yeah, there's somebody named Hillary Clinton who made that same calculation in 2016. Hillary Clinton, if you remember, I'm going to court Jeb Bush's donors when Bush was out of the picture. And I'm gonna raise money from Jeb Bush's donors. I'm gonna raise money from Meg Whitman, the former Hewlett-Packard CEO, who's a Republican, who when she ran for governor of California, her big idea was to basically get rid of Medicaid in California. So Hillary Clinton did a bang-up job. I'm gonna raise money from Republicans, and we're gonna court Republican voters. And she raised enough money to outspend Donald Trump 2-1, and now we have President Donald Trump. So if these people, and Joe Biden thinks no big deal to take money from Republicans, not just any Republicans, but Republicans that are shitting on, demonetized. Oh, I was so close. I hadn't cursed yet. I'm not going to curse tomorrow. I just cursed, so the swear jar is there for the Super Chat. But if Joe Biden thinks there's going to be no repercussions if he's fundraising with Republicans who crap on Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who give money to state Republican parties who are basically trying to rob restored voting rights for ex-felons, I beg to differ, Joe. Say it ain't so, Joe. I beg to differ. But let's get to the other part of this story, which to me is worse. So, Biden will soon embark on a West Coast Silicon Valley tour to cash in on a tech world that was fiercely loyal and generous financially to President Obama and Hillary Clinton. One Silicon Valley techie organizing fundraisers for Biden is Steve Wesley, the founder of a tech investment firm, the Wesley Group, and the former California state controller. Wesley made a failed run for California governor in 2006 and was toying with running for governor again in 2018 before deciding against it. In 2016, he was forced to apologize for his role in trying to sweep under the rug his Silicon Valley mogul business associates' brutal domestic abuse of his girlfriend. Steve Wesley, who is now organizing a fundraiser that Joe Biden is going to attend, presumably in June, in Silicon Valley, Wesley is on the board of digital advertising company Radium One, founded by Gurbaksh Shahal. I totally mispronounced his name. Founded by a guy named Gurbaksh Shahal, a digital startup mini legend in Silicon Valley. This guy sold a bunch of digital startups, became rich from a very young age. You know that story. Shahal was shown on video punching and kicking his girlfriend 117 times in 30 minutes, while also smothering her with a pillow for 20 seconds, according to the Daily Beast. The Daily Beast further reported, quote, she stated she was unable to breathe. San Francisco police officer An Najun testified at the preliminary hearing against Shahal, as reported in the San Francisco Chronicle. She stated that he said, "I'm going to kill you 4 times." She stated she was in fear for her life. Shahal, who Men's Health once dubbed one of the Earth's richest and fittest guys, got support from Wesley. So if you're following me, let's make sure you understand it. This guy, Shahal, who was a mini Silicon Valley, wizard and legend and all that business, and if you have not pressed the like button on this live stream, if you have not pressed this live stream's like button, it's right under my face. Thumbs up. If you haven't pressed it, I don't know what you're doing. Press the like button. Smash it like Joe Biden is asking you to to do a fundraiser at your pool and complaining that you have an outground pool instead of an in-ground pool. Smash the like button. More, very important. More people that like, more people that see. We're almost at 300 viewers, which is nice. Our views were more suppressed because we couldn't go live on YouTube for 90 days. You know about that. So here you have a Silicon Valley, scum, basically, who's on video punching and kicking his girlfriend 117 times in a half hour. He's also on video putting a pillow over her face for 20 seconds. That's beyond domestic abuse. That's brutality that this man should be in jail and away from women, children, anybody. That kind of violence is unacceptable, illegal, heinous, and nobody should be attached to him, period. So the part of the story is that guy who did the domestic abusing, he started a digital advertising company that Steve Wesley, who is the former California state comptroller, was on the board of. So you got the guy who punched and kicked this poor girl 117 times. His company, Steve Wesley, was on the board. Okay, so the Wall Street Journal reported in 2013, they found emails that Wesley, the guy organizing Silicon Valley fundraisers for Joe Biden, emailed Shahal, the guy who beat the girlfriend, and said he should ask former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown to try and leverage his relationship with District Attorney George Gasson to, quote, back him off. So here you have Steve Wesley, who's organizing a fundraiser for Vice President Joe Biden, basically trying to help the guy that beat up his girlfriend get the district attorney to back off and make the charges go away. Emails further showed Wesley urged Shahai to, quote, do whatever it takes to shut down the case before the upcoming initial public offering for Radium One. So basically, this guy Wesley, he didn't give a damn that the guy that founded the company that he's on the board of, he didn't particularly care that that guy had punched and kicked his girlfriend 117 times. God knows what for. There's no reason for that, ever. He didn't particularly care. What he cared about, we need to eliminate this problem before the company goes public, because it could cost us a lot of money. Girl gets hit 117 times in a half hour. Pillow over her face for 20 seconds. Why don't you reach out to Willie Brown, former San Francisco mayor, and ask him to go to the district attorney that he knows and get him to back off. Just everyday corruption in America. So, apparently, Shahal, who beat up the girlfriend, took Wesley's advice. A later email penned from Shahal to Wesley titled Willie Brown said that Shahal approached Willie Brown, and Brown wanted $1 million in the event Brown could make this go away. Wesley, who again is organizing a fundraiser for Biden coming up, said, "Wow, that's pricey, but probably worth it if he can make it happen. I suspect he will put out all the stops to get it done. To get it done." So this guy is basically telling and endorsing a domestic abuser, a brutal man, to pay off a former mayor to stop the district attorney from charging him so that the charges go away. Did he immediately go to the board of the company and say, "We need to get rid of this guy"? He beat up his girlfriend brutally? No. Did he try to do anything to get this guy to be held accountable? This guy could be held accountable, and you could still push the company forward with somebody else leading it. No, he did not. So what you have here. Oh, and Wesley, by the way, I don't know the case that well, but apparently the video showing this barbarian beating up his girlfriend 117 times in a half hour was tossed out as evidence. I don't know why. Shahal pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors and was then fired from Radium 1. Wesley, who was trying to help Shahal cover it up and is organizing a fundraiser for the vice president, he offered a mea culpa, but that didn't satisfy women's rights champion Gloria Steinem, who advised Wesley not to run for California governor in 2018. He was thinking about running for California governor against current governor, or at that time, candidate Gavin Newsom. Steinem said, "Don't run for governor," citing his unforgivable attempt to help a domestic abuser resist justice. But this isn't the first Biden donor who's been involved with horrible treatment of women. As Status Coup previously reported, Biden hosted a Las Vegas fundraiser in early May with Greg Brower, a former federal prosecutor that was cited by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission for misconduct over sexual discrimination and retaliation against a female prosecutor and subordinate to him in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Nevada. So we did a previous video on this. I think Jen did the video. Biden held a fundraiser in Las Vegas with a former U.S. prosecutor who was cited for misconduct for sexual discrimination and retaliation. So a female prosecutor made a complaint because of something this guy, Greg Brower, said that was sexually harassing her, and Brower retaliated against her, and he was filed for misconduct for sexual discrimination and retaliation. Biden went to Vegas and had a good time with him. You detecting a pattern? Anybody? And thank you for the anonymous GoFundMe donation of $100. So now, oh my God, what is that? That's $85 away from $54,000. I got it ready to go if we get $85. I'm not going to blow it yet, but it's ready. Can we get to 54,000? I think we can. So here you have, and there's a reason this is important. I don't hide that I'm for Bernie Sanders. And again, go to statuscoup.com, read the story, share the story. Also become a Twitter follower of Status Coup, where the story is there. Once you follow Status Coup, make sure to retweet the story, share the story. The corporate media is not going to pick up these kind of stories. So I need you. I need the coup de cavalry. Which you all are a part of, even the trolls, to spread our reporting and news gathering. Because this story was out there to be reported. This story was out there to be found. The problem is we have a corporate media that doesn't want to look, because they want Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or one of these corporate stiffs with the fake slogans about for the people or unity to win. or Trump to win. They'll take another 4 years of Trump and those ratings and the ongoing reality TV star. But they would prefer Trump or Biden or Kamala or a snail to Bernie Sanders. Who needs a blower that makes noise? Oh, yeah, a blower. I do need a blower that makes noise. So, this is problematic, folks. And frankly, I didn't reach out to Joe Biden's campaign. I did reach out to Joe Biden's campaign. I didn't reach out to Bernie Sanders' campaign. But I don't know, why isn't Bernie Sanders saying stuff about the donors that he's taken money from? Yes, Bernie, run a positive campaign, focus on grassroots organizing, focusing on your volunteers, but you can't, Bernie, a couple weeks ago, he went up and spoke out against the Center for American Progress. Good on Bernie. Bernie has spoken out against Politico smearing him and other things like that. But Bernie's got to put down the spoon and go to a knife fight holding a knife. Figuratively, I'm not endorsing, stabbing anyone. So, the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Uh-oh. 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 $54,000. Thank you to Kelly Elaine, who is our most loyal and avid viewer and financial supporter. Kelly has donated at this point, I can't even count, probably over 50 times, sometimes small, sometimes big, but every time she donates, it literally does make a difference. So I thank you so much. Thank you, Jordan, $5, Andre, $50, Anonymous, $100. Now we're inching closer. We're inching closer. 55,000 and we'll be 30,000 away. And don't worry, we know raising another 30,000, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough. We know a lot of you are tapped out, so we're going to have to get creative and try to find, and we really need to expand our audience in addition to expanding the GoFundMe. And we're going to have some surprises, like I told you, this coming week of in-the-field reporting on the campaign trail, so stay tuned for that. We're hoping to show you some of that content this Sunday on our GoFundMe marathon, which will start at noon Eastern this Sunday. So, hold on. Almost done with live. So there's another component. There's another component that I want to implore to you, because this is the first time we've been able to go live in quite some time. This is the first time we've been able to go live in quite some time, and we want to really push reporting like we just did. That story that I just did, that we just did today, came just Googling stuff at my house. We are able to break important news when we're out there in the field. But the only way, and I'm not just saying this, the only way that we will be able to go out in the field on this campaign trail is straight up. We got to build our paid membership. So we're doing two things at once. I know if you give people too many options, they choose none. In this case, I hope you choose both. If you are not a Status Quo member, consider becoming a Status Quo member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Go to statusquo.com/join once this live stream ends. Look at the options. There are some outlets out there that like to ask you to pay $5, $10, whatever they ask to pay a month or a year. And what do they give you? They give you Trump, they give you Russia, they give you BS, they give you nonsense, and they're not giving you what's actually happening in the United Corporations of America. They're not showing you local and state level corruption. They're not showing you the disaster that's still the Flint water crisis. They're not showing you, when we went out in the field recently to Seattle to show the economic terrorism Amazon has put on those people, creating a homeless wasteland. They're not showing you when General Motors lays off 15,000 people. We did. They're not going to Virginia to go interview water protectors that go up and climb in trees for 40 days to stop an oil company from knocking down their trees to put in a pipeline under their house. They're not going down to Dallas to cover the execution of 26-year-old African-American, both of them John. We did. He got shot and killed in his own apartment by a white police officer. We were the only national media down there. We were the only national media that just went to Detroit to cover the water crisis there and corruption there. We went to Cleveland to cover the lead crisis. We're only doing this because you are funding us. We have not even looked at trying to get corporate sponsors. We have not looked at trying to get advertisers, and we don't want to look. But it starts with you. So if you got $5 a month, if you have $10 a month, what is real, aggressive, in-the-field journalism worth to you? I ask you, I beg you, statuscoup.com/join. When you go to statuscoup.com/join, you'll see our options. You can become a status slayer for $5 a month, a coup de champion for $10 a month, coup de commander for $20 a month, or part of the coup de cavalry. That's one shot, $179 right there for an annual membership. And now that Ty is finishing up the documentary, which he will be done with hopefully this week because we have to submit it to a film festival, part of what he's going to be working on, he will be going live as well. Part of what he's going to be working on is creating special content just for members because we want you to get extra bonus content too. So you're not just supporting us, but you're getting extra perks. So we really hope you'll check that out. I'm sorry that I have to end a little earlier today on this first day of live streaming. It just so happens we were supposed to be able to return to live streaming Sunday, but YouTube had a delay. So I got to go to the Yankee game. My brother invited me, and he'll be pissed off if I'm not there. So remember, I'm going to be back here every day, 5 o'clock Eastern. Do not rely on YouTube.com to send you a notification on time. Put it in your iPhone, put it on your iPad, put it in your pipe and smoke it. 5 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday, remind yourself, notification in your phone, in whatever you need to remind yourself. 5 o'clock Eastern. You suck, Joe. The Yankees don't suck. 5 o'clock Eastern, we'll be here. I'll have more stories for you tomorrow. Go to at Status Coup on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. We're growing on Twitter. Thank you, Thomas, $50 in the super chat. Thank you. In the spirit of welcome back to live, I gladly kicked in a couple bucks. Word to wise, hit the GoFundMe and become a member. Hey, Thomas, do me a favor. Email info@statuscoup.com. That's info@statuscoup.com. I want to email you something. Thank you. Email info@statuscoup.com. I also have some interesting interviews coming up this week that we're going to air right here during the live stream. So definitely join us, statuscoup.com/join. Put it in, 5 p.m. Eastern every single day. And before I go, I don't think you know this, folks, but we also have a merchandise store now. Woo! Man, Status Coup is growing. Go to the website, statuscoup.com. Click right there on store. And what do you know? When you click on store, it brings you to an oasis of status coup-iness that is really beyond comprehension if my computer would load it. So, we got Status Coup shirts. We got Status Coup bags. We got long sleeve sweats. Got Status Coup pillows. Status Coup stickers. Status Coup posters. Status Coup shirts for girls. Status Coup hoodies. Status Coup, I think don't know what that is. Status Coup hoodie. Status Coup another shirt. You got Status Coup, is that sweatpants or workout pants? Wow, I want those, even though I just had back surgery. Status Coup tank tops. Status Coup, we got a lot of shirts, stickers, muscle shirts, and we're going to add some more things to this as we go. We just put it together. So that's another great way you could rock the Status Coup and support us, because we could use all the revenue we need. Do you think Asajj? I'm not reading that, but thank you for the $2 super chat, super planet. So you know the drill, folks. Statuscoup.com/join. You can go to the store right there on statuscoup.com. Follow us at Twitter. I'll be back tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us while we couldn't be live. Remember, most people are not lacking compassion in this country. Most people have no earthly idea what the hell is going on. Peace out.